you're interested in becoming your own banker and diving into the world of infinite banking, you need to watch this first. Today, I'm going to present you with 5 questions you might think are important when discussing infinite banking that really don't mean so be sure to stick around and find out exactly what those questions are. I'm Sean King, Infinite Banking Specialist, and today I'm going to help you rethink your thinking. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so question number 1. One of my top 3 most hated questions is, what kind of return should I expect on my money? This one. I hear this one all the time. People want to know, what's the ROI here? Believe me, I get it. In traditional investing, we're taught to think almost only about return. What's the return on that investment, Gary? Well, Steve, I'm actually crushing it this quarter. I've got a return of about 11% on my investment portfolio. All people concern themselves with today is ROI. What you need to understand is infinite banking isn't an investment, so it can't be treated like an investment. Infinite banking is all about cash flow, about control, about liquidity, aka becoming the bank. Banks actually perform business services and they make money because of that. That's what you're going to be doing in infinite banking. Check it out. See, when you're the banker, you're not waiting on the market to decide what you earn. You are accessing the money and deciding how it's used. So instead of chasing returns, infinite banking lets you create returns by how you put your money to work. Remember what banks do. They lend stuff out and then they decide how it's going to come back in, when it's going to come back in, and how much money is going to be there when it does come back in. It's like comparing apples to oranges. Let's think bigger than just ROI here, okay? The next question is, what's the minimum I should or I can put in or pay in premium? This one's tricky. You're thinking, okay, I get it. I need to pay premiums. What's the least that I can do to make this work? But here's the thing. Infinite banking isn't about scraping by. It's about building up a system that you can use, reuse, and rely on. If we got into it thinking minimum, we're treating it like a bill. But it isn't a bill, you guys. It's a funding strategy for your system. You're essentially building a reservoir here. When you put enough into it, you create a system that can be tapped into for opportunities, emergencies, taxes, retirement, you name it. You're in control. So think of premiums as the investment into yourself, not just an expense, okay? If you own the bank, how many people would you want depositing dollars into that bank? Probably as many as possible, right? And as often as possible. So the more you put into your own banking system, the better it gets, and the faster it gets better. The next question is, which insurance company is actually the best one? Here's a fun one. People ask which company is better than other companies. I get it. I get where you're coming from. I really do. And I love the curiosity, but this question can really derail you. Different companies offer different things, have different strengths, and sure, the key is to find the right one for your goals, but it's not just about the company, it's about you. See, you're part of the system, your body, or maybe your family's body, or your spouse's, or your children, or maybe a business partner. That's part of the equation. And depending on how old you are, what state you live in, that can change things. Now, about the companies. We recommend companies that are strong, reliable, and equipped to work with infinite banking. Not all of them are. So we're going to go to a mutual insurance company that is over 115 years old, paying consistent returns and dividends on top of their guarantees. And we're going to go to one that is flexible so your plan lines up with what they're able to provide. So the idea is to focus on the design of the policy, not just the company name. Once we give you a few specifics about how life insurance works and some of the companies that might work best for you, you'll know exactly what's going on. And like Nelson Nash said, once you know what's going on, you'll know exactly what to do. The next question is, how much dividends will I be earning? Now trust me, dividends are exciting. They're like a bonus or a reward on top of your guarantees. And who doesn't love a bonus, right? But here's the kicker. Dividends shouldn't be the main thing that we focus on. They're not a goal, they're actually a benefit. Dividends are great, but let's not hang everything on them, okay? When you're thinking infinite banking, the goal should be control and access to your cash, right? Dividends add to that, but it's just one piece of a bigger financial machine, okay guys? Now there's a couple ways to use dividends, but when it comes to infinite banking, we like to request that they be added to our premium cup, or cup number 1 if you've seen our 3-cup setup video, which will in turn help us build larger cash flowing policies. But like I mentioned, there are other ways to use the dividends. For example, you can use them to reduce premiums, or you can put those dividends in an interest-bearing account. You could even just elect to take them as a check, which is all great. But understand, if you want the most effective infinite banking style policy, you'll elect to have them added to the premiums to supercharge your policy's growth. And honestly, guys, it's not even something that you're doing, it's something that we're doing for you, because you don't need to know all of this stuff, all of the fine details. So the final question number 5, you guys are gonna love this one. Why can't I borrow more money than I put in right away? The death benefit is huge, right? Why can't I get to that money? I'm gonna give this question a moment of silence with hopes that it's buried deep in the ground and I never have to hear it again. Okay, with that being said, let's address it. I know this one can be frustrating. You're building a system. You started a bank, you started a business, and you put money in, and then bam, you find out that you can't borrow 100% of it all back out immediately. What gives? Let's go to one of my favorite analogies. It's like planting a tree, you guys. You've got a hole in the backyard. The ground is ready for you to plant your seeds, right? The first thing you do is you put the seeds in, and then you add some water, right? That's how this works. And then after some time, a tree begins to grow, but it grows kind of slow at the beginning, right? So first, you're going to get the trunk of the tree. And with time and patience, that trunk expands and it begins to grow branches and leaves. In this case, the tree provides money. Money is literally going to grow on trees. It's the same with your policy. The growth that you're after builds up and expands over time, allowing you to access more and more and more cash, income tax free. And it never stops. This isn't about instant gratification, you guys. It's about creating a self-funding, expanding resource. In all reality, it would have been great if you started this 20 years ago. But since we can't go back in time, the best time to start growing and nurturing your money tree is today. So there you have it. The 5 questions you don't want to ask if you're starting out with infinite banking. Now, these questions aren't bad, you guys. They just don't give you a full picture. Infinite banking is about playing the long game. So you need to think long term about the level of control that you're going to have here and that you can't duplicate anywhere else. Of course, you're also getting income tax free. So if you're ready to start thinking differently about your money, head down to the description section of this video and click on that link. That'll take you to our website where you can watch a full overview breaking down exactly how infinite banking works, which will be extremely helpful. After that, go ahead and book yourself a free cash consultation call with my team and I. And we'll sit down and we'll answer all of your questions and discuss exactly what your goals are and how infinite banking can be the foundation of your legacy. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more financial insights, and check out some other super helpful videos we post on the channel on a weekly basis. As always, the information is free, but the knowledge is priceless. I'm Sean King, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.